I'm welcoming you in the session of computer, and we have started our chapter number 10, which is entitled by artificial intelligence. So far we have understand about the basic aspect of the artificial intelligence. We understood that what is myths about AI, what contributes to AI, what is artificial neural network. I have told you that artificial neural network is nothing but to creating or imitating a kind of network in which we are going to imitate the human neuron system, in which we try to copy the system, so we can just inherit, or you can say we can just copy the similar thing, similar intelligence from the human beings. Now it's time to understand the machine learning. Very interesting topic though. What do you mean by the machine learning? First of all, yes, machine interprets that whatever is working on the electronic circuit will be considered as machine. Now we are considering the learning also along with that machine. So machine learning is an application of AI, student. It is a application of AI. That means we are going to use the AI in the machine, and then we want to machine to be intelligent as we want to our convenience, as we want to do or complete our task. Okay, so machine learning is an application of AI that provides systems the and ability to automatically learn and improve from experience without being explicitly programmed. Mark my point, students. It is really clearly mentioned here that if we are creating such devices, such machines that do not need to type program again and again, then this will be confirmed as considered as machine learning. Okay. So machine learning focuses on the development of computer program that can access data and use it learn for themselves. The very important point here mentioned is they can learn for themselves only once we have programmed. Okay, the first time we have programmed into the code, so how it can behave, but after that it is observing from its surroundings, from its environment, and then it's already been programmed according to the task, according to the goal. Okay, so this is how you can understand the machine learning. The process of learning begins with observation or data, such as examples, direct experience or instructions. In order to look, yeah. So the process of learning begins with observation of data. That means if we are programming a device in which it can observe the data, it can observe some images, it can observe some movement, then we can say that it is applying the machine learning concept. So in order to look for patterns in data and make better decisions in the future based on the example that we provide. That means, student, if a machine can interpret the data on the behalf of the previously fed things, or you can say the previously fed data, then it will be considered as machine learning. Mark my point, students, we manually insert the data. In machine learning, we manually insert the data. It will not observe it by self. Okay, on the behalf of that observed data, it will create some task, or it will do some task. Okay, so now the primary aim to allow the computers learn automatically without human intervention or assistance, and adjust actions accordingly. Some examples of machine learning are autocomplete suggestion by search engine as you type the search query. So then now you will ask me, sir, how it is manually typed. Supposingly you are writing INDIA, but you have written still IN, then it will suggest you INDIA automatically. Why? Because it's been already stored in that search engine's database. Programmer has already installed, or you can say the inserted, that India is spelling in that SEO, yani ki search engine optimization database. So that on that basis of that already stored database, it is fetching the detail. Okay, so once we have already manually typed it, we have already manually stored it, on that behalf it is extracting the data, it is retrieving the data. Getting my point? Yeah. So product recommendations by online shopping sites based on your prior purchases or search keywords. How it is interpreting that you will select the M size shirt because you have searched for it. you have applied that keyword MS, or supposingly you have applied that brand Puma, Monte Carlo, whatever. So according to your given research, according to your given data, mark my point, you have given the data as a user. On the basis of the whatever you have provided as data, it is interpreting the result it is suggesting to you. Okay, so in this machine learning we provide the data manually or by uh, directly or non-directly, indirectly. Okay. Sorry. So suggestions about movies and shows by entertainment website based on your viewing history. Absolutely. So you might have observed, if you are using Netflix or any kind of social media platform, or you can say the online OTT platforms. So if you have watched some sort of movie, then it will automatically suggest you related movies. Supposingly you have watched some crime movie, now it will suggest you crime related movies. Why? Because you have given the data, you as a user, you as a viewer has given the suggestion to that database that you are interested to watch the crime scenes. Okay, so this is how you can understand how machine learning works. Now the question arises that how machine learning and deep learning are different. The very basic difference is that in machine learning we insert the data, we feed the data, and on the basis of data it retrieves the result. But in deep learning it automatically observe the data as well as store the data. Mark my points. In deep learning it is observing, yes, it was done in the machine learning also. Machine learning is also observing, deep learning is also observing, but in deep learning it will interpret its data by itself only. But in machine learning, we have to give some keyword, we have to manually type or store the data. I hope I am clear to you. Now we will understand the deep learning. Deep learning is a very, you can say, complicated science of artificial intelligence, because in this learning, we need to understand the mathematics, probabilities, statistics, the high level of coding, high level of, you can say, ethical hacking. So all these domains comes together and then they form a deep learning constraint. Okay. So deep learning is a machine learning technique that teaches computers to do what comes naturally to humans. That means learn by example. Mark my point, student. Deep learning is kind of imitating the human behavior. That means just supposingly you are doing something because you are seeing your parents are doing something the same thing. So you are inheriting the qualities or inheriting the characteristics of your parents to yourself. It is by nature. Okay, it is by nature because it is naturally. As similar to that example, if we are applying the same phenomena in the devices, then it will be considered as deep learning. Getting my point? So deep learning is a key technology behind driverless cars, okay, enabling them to recognize a stop sign or to distinguish a pedestrian from a lamp post. Now everyone talks about the Tesla cars, that it is a driverless, but no one talks about how it is working. It is a very live example, very effective example of deep learning. How it is? Because it's observing the traffic by itself. Getting my point? It's observing the traffic by itself, and then it is retrieving the data by seeing that lamp post, by seeing that stop sign. We are not manually typing it, we have programmed it in such a manner that it will whenever it will see. So we were discussing that deep learning can automatically understand what is stop sign is saying, what is lamppost is saying. Why? Because it's observing as well as it's interpreting the data, it's fetching the data by itself only. It is the key to voice control in consumer devices like phones, tablets, TVs, and hands-free speakers. You might have noticed that you can use the Google with your voice also. There is some sort of ad is also displaying in the TV that you can, whatever you will say, it will recognize it and then it will fetch the data, it will fetch the query according to you. So how it is possible? Because we are giving the speak as a input and then it is processing, it is matching the keyword, whatever the keyword are. Supposedly I am asking to Google that please tell me the cricket score of India. Then it will match this India, CRICKET, cricket, SCORE score. These sort of keyword it will match to its search engines database. Okay, but now we are not typing it manually. It will observe it automatically. Okay, so this is the difference between machine learning and deep learning. Machine learning will fetch the data according to the database, but deep learning is creating its own database. It's creating its own database by itself. It is not relevant to the programmer. Okay, so deep learning requires large amount of labeled data. Labeled data, for example, driverless car development requires millions of images and thousands of hours of video. So deep learning requires substantial computing power. High performance GPUs means graphical processing units, have a parallel architecture that is efficient for deep learning. That means in the given example, if we are writing a code for driverless car development, then we have to fetch the details of related car images, related car videos, and then on the basis of that fetched or stored videos and images, it can interpret that what should I need to do. But it is not static, it is not fixed, it may be changed in future, because जो भी हमने दिया है जरूरी नहीं है कि वही हो. तो ये स्टैटिक और डायनामिक दोनों फॉर्म में होती है. कौन? डीप लर्निंग. एक तो अपन ने क्या किया, खूब सारे इमेजेस वीडियोस उसके अंदर स्टोर कर दिए, बट क्या वही सॉर्ट ऑफ वीडियोस, वही सॉर्ट ऑफ इमेजेस ही रहेंगी क्या, है ना? अब अपने यहाँ पर इंडिया में अगर आप देख सकते हैं तो कितने ही अलग अलग तरीके के लोग मिलेंगे जो आपको अलग अलग तरीके की वो व्हीकल्स चलाएंगे, है ना, गाड़ियां चलाएंगे. तो अपन ने तो उसको एक बहुत ही सिंपल और सोबर ड्राइवर की वीडियो स्टोर करवा रखी है, जो बहुत ही डेलिगेंटली बाइक चला रहा है, डेलिगेंटली कार ड्राइव कर रहा है. बट यहाँ पर जो हमारे हीरोज होते हैं, जो आपने देखा होगा स्टंट मैन होते हैं, जो 8th 9th क्लास में आकर के सोचते हैं ना कि हम स्टंट मैन बन गए, उसके बाद वो जो सांप की तरह जो आप लोग ना बढ़िया से कर्ल बनाते हुए रोड में जाते हो, उस सिचुएशन में वो क्या करेगा. तो इस सिचुएशन में करने के लिए उसको डीप लर्निंग की जरूरत होगी, मशीन लर्निंग की नहीं होगी, है ना. तो मशीन लर्निंग क्या करेगा कि वो तो भैया देखो आपने जो सिंपल सोवर व्हीकल की वीडियो डाल रखी है उसी के हिसाब से देखेगा. वो तो गाड़ी क्या करेगा, डिस्ट्रॉय कर सकता है, जिसे आप लोकल लैंग्वेज में कह सकते हो कि गाड़ी हो तो वो भिड़ा देगा. बट डीप लर्निंग अगर आपने उसके प्रोग्राम कर रखी होगी तो आपने इस तरीके से प्रोग्राम कर रखा होगा कि कुछ भी गाड़ी के आसपास आएगा या गाड़ी को ऐसा लगता है कि कुछ थ्रेटफुल होने वाला है, then it will take its action according to the danger, according to that particular situation. Okay, so this is the difference between machine learning and deep learning. I hope I am clear. Please give your consent by showing your thumbs up sign, please. Okay, so deep learning requires substantial computing power, as I have cleared it. So when combined with clusters or cloud computing, now you will ask me, sir, what is cluster? Cluster means the group of data. Okay, when it is combined with a group of data, or we can say the cloud computing, this enables development teams to reduce training time for a deep learning network from weeks to hours or less. That means what it is saying is that if we have connected the deep learning devices to cloud computing, then it can fetch the data according to itself, as well as we do not need to do the highest effort. Okay, so most deep learning methods use neural network architectures. Now the question can come, which network architecture that deep learning uses is neural network architecture, which is why deep learning models are often referred to as deep neural networks. So what is the alternate name of deep learning? The alternate name of deep learning is deep neural networks. So deep learning models are trained by using large set of labeled data and neural network architectures. So it is consists of two things. Mark my confidence. First of all, labeled data, what we have fetched it, and the second is neural network architecture that learn features directly from the data without the need of manual feature extraction. Okay, getting the point? Now, another very interesting topic comes, that what is the difference between machine learning and deep learning? You can see in this picture that this is our input. We are extracting the feature manually. Here you can see. Then it is classifying by itself. Then it is interpreting the data. That is, and then it is understanding the data. It is observing the data. Now it is producing the output. Let's see the example of deep learning. We are giving input, but now it will feature extraction plus classification. The here the step which we are doing in the machine learning, it's been done by itself in the deep learning. Okay, it's already extracting the data as well as classifying the data. The output may be desired or not appropriate also. Please ignore. So deep learning is a specialized form of machine learning. A machine learning workflows start with relevant features being manually extracted from images. The features are then used to create a model that categorizes the objects in the image, as I have told you already. With the deep learning workflow, relevant features are automatically extracted from images. In addition, deep learning performs end-to-end learning. End-to-end learning, that means it will learn according to the situation, according to that particular task. So where a network is given raw data and a task to perform, such as classification, and it learns how to do this automatically. Supposingly that you have just stored the images and videos for that machine learning, or you can say the deep learning. But whatever the classification it will do, it will be based on the human interaction in machine learning. But whatever the classification is done by the device, if it is using the deep learning, then it will done by itself. Okay, it may be relevant also, and it may not be relevant. That means non-relevant also. Now, the next component of AI is natural language processing, that means NLP. Okay, NLP that stands for natural language processing. So it refers to AI method for communicating with an intelligence system using a natural language such as English. Student, this is an interesting topic because you often try to often interested to play with Alexa, Google Assistant, है ना? आप अलग अलग तरीके से उसको कीवर्ड देते रहते हो, अलग अलग तरीके की बातें करते हो, और फिर आप लोग उसको देख करके हंसते हो, है ना? क्यों? ये किस पे काम करता है? नेचुरल लैंग्वेज प्रोसेसिंग के ऊपर काम करता है। इसमें देखिए, इसके नाम से ही आप इस पूरे टॉपिक को समझ सकते हो कि जो आपने नेचुरल लैंग्वेज दिया, क्या नेचुरल लैंग्वेज इंग्लिश होती है कंप्यूटर की? नो। कंप्यूटर की नेचुरल लैंग्वेज कौन सी होती है? बाइनरी लैंग्वेज. It communicate only with the two digits, 0 and 1. 0 means off, 1 means on. 0 means true, 1 means false. So sorry, I 0 means false and 1 means true. मैंने गलत बोला. तो natural language means the language in which human beings are comfortable with. So we are comfortable with English, Hindi, or whatever the regional language is. So अगर हम उन language को process करके कुछ data को fetch करते हैं, कुछ अपने task perform करते हैं, so then it will come under the category of natural language processing, that means NLP. So processing of natural language is required when you want an intelligent system like robot to perform as per your instruction, as we all want to this, and when you want to hear decisions from a dialogue-based clinical expert system. है ना? So these comes under the category of natural language processing. होता है ना कई बार कि आप लोग देखते हैं कि गूगल असिस्टेंट में जो आपने कहा वो सामने से आपको कई बार रिप्लाई भी करता है, और कई बार आपको केवल डेटा फेच करके दे देता है कि अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट सर्वे, अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट वेबसाइट, अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट वीडियो, दिस इज योर आंसर, and sometimes it interacts with you. So the field of NLP involves making computers